This is the Honky Tonk Man, and for all of your merchandise needs, whether it be t-shirts, caps, hats, limited edition pint glass, which in our country is called a beer mug, you can get all those things at honkytonkman. Fuck that one up good. This is the Honky Tonk Man, and remember, for all of your merchandise needs, t-shirts, caps, hats, limited edition pint glass, which in our country over here in North America, it's called a beer mug, any and all of your merchandise, go to htmstore.com. That's htmstore.com for all of your merchandise needs. And if you want to get those things autographed, drop them in the mail, ship them to me. There will be a small fee. I haven't decided what it will be yet, but htmstore.com. And for photos, if you need autograph photos, don't forget honkytonkman.net. We have photos there. Send them over. They get autographed. And if you want to get one of those mini guitars, the ones like Honky Tonk Man bashes little kids with, that's at eBay, and it's listed under No Bumps as the seller. That's right, No Bumps, because that's me, the Honky Tonk Man. No Bumps at eBay.
Hello?
Hi, is that Billy?
Yes.
Hi, Billy. You're live on Shake Rattle Roll with the Honky Tonk Man.
Hey.
Hello, Billy.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about you? How's everything with Billy?
Good. I'm in the studio working, recording.
Yeah, I hear you're doing some really good work again, and staying busy like always. And
yes, sir.
I at that Cauliflower Alley, when I didn't know you were going to be there. I would have had you help me with my song, but
there's only one man who can sing. There's only one man who can sing that song. That would be you.
Well, yeah, did you like how I segued into coming off the stage by using that fellow, that fan in the background, yelling and screaming, and everyone looked at him, and when they looked back, I was down front and had the music ready.
You're a consummate showman.
Well, anyway, how did the video come out you did with Raven and Cheerleader Melissa and Shelly Martinez?
Really good. Actually, we haven't put out the music video cut. We just put out the sort of the short film version.
Yeah.
Which I think is about 12 minutes long. I was really happy with it. Smashing Pumpkins fans didn't seem to like it much, but I know a lot of the wrestling fans liked it a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got to get a crossover in the fans, and that's the whole thing about it. That's what we're trying to do here. We want the Smashing Pumpkin fans that's listening tonight to be wrestling fans also.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, I mean, wrestling at the end of the day is about having a great time, and I think a lot of people miss that point along the way.
The fellas, we did a simulcast tonight. It was the first time in history with the Monday Night Mayhem guys, and they told me, they said, Billy is a wrestling book of knowledge. So I'm just going to let you tell me everything that you've learned about wrestling. Other than those unscrupulous promoters we were just talking about, and you being in the music business, you know a lot about those guys that run out the back door.
Hey, you know what? It's no different in music. I mean, when they love you, they want to take you to dinner and shake your hand and meet the kids, and when they don't love you, they sort of have a way of disappearing.
They do disappear, don't they? So I'm glad that now the fans know that it's not just in the wrestling business, that it also happens in other business too. But what started? I always ask fellas this: what made you start watching wrestling, and then why did you continue to watch it?
Well, when I was a kid, I used to watch the Bob Luce promotion in Chicago, which had Baron von Raschke, the Crusher, Dick the Bruiser, and so I grew up on all those guys. Bobo was Brazil, right?
Yeah, Bobo. Yeah.
Yeah, but more towards the end of their careers. But of course, I was just a little kid; I didn't know that. And then, not too long after that, we started getting out of whatever it was back at the Georgia Championship Wrestling, and
right.
The Andersons and Ric Flair, your friend Ric Flair, and
we have there he was right there.
I can't top the Nature Boy calling into the Honky Tonk Man, but
that was allegedly him. Now let's.
All right, allegedly the Nature Boy, but I don't know how to top that. Anyway, so Like a lot of people, I think, I reached that point in my teenage years where I thought, okay, that's a kiddie thing. I'm not into wrestling anymore, and I didn't watch for a while. I mean, I'd turn the channel, I'd see you on there, and that kind of stuff. But I didn't really pay a lot of attention until the Attitude Era. The Rocks and the Stone Cold Steve Austin. They kind of drew me back in.
Right.
And after that, I just got sold. I got very into ECW. Got to know a lot of the guys. Did some stuff with ECW, and then as you know, people in the wrestling business, as far as the wrestlers themselves, I mean, some of the nicest people you could ever meet. And once you get to know people personally a little bit, and you realize what an incredible, rich business it is of incredible personalities, well, after that it's pretty easy. You just kind of follow the bouncing ball from there.
Yeah, you were at like I said before, you were with the Cauliflower Alley convention in April there, and you saw the camaraderie that we have when we get together. And some of these fellas I had not seen, Billy, some of these guys in 34, 35 years.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I didn't tell anybody how long I've been in the wrestling business, but that's been about 35 years.
Wow. Well, for anybody who ever thought about going, I mean, what a great time. I just loved it. It was so great to meet people and really see the wrestling community celebrate itself in a respectful way without sort of the politics of WWE and too overly involved, although obviously they were there to support as well. So I just loved it. I thought it was such a cool thing.
That was the first time they had ever, sent some of their people there. Before,
right.
Pat Patterson would be there, and JR would be there, and different people. Stone Cold was there a couple of times, but this was the first time that they'd actually had a presence there, and it was good. It was good that they acknowledged the Cauliflower Alley. And this thing started out many years ago with a bunch of boxers and wrestlers from out on the West Coast, and it's mushroomed into a big event that you saw, and you see how the camaraderie is.
Yeah, it's the type of thing I'd like to go to every year if I can, because I had such a great time.
Yeah, I had, obviously I had fun. I mean, I drank a lot of beer. Everybody's buying me beer, so it's had my stomach all swelled up, but but I and that was the first one I couldn't. Last year I was supposed to be there to do a seminar for the young fellows, and I had to end up canceling to go because I go around and do these comic book conventions,
right.
Wizard World, and then I had one in Calgary that I had come from L.A. from the Wizard World there, and then had one in Calgary, and I couldn't put it all together to get there last year. But this year, when they called me and they said, we want to give you an honor and everything, I said, I'll be more than happy to be there. I said, if I have to crawl, I will be there, and I made sure that I was there this time.
Well, you haven't lost a step in your charisma. I mean, the speech was great, and you still got the thing that makes people want to listen to you. So,
well, I appreciate that. I it's like I was telling them. It was. I didn't really make a pre-planned speech at all. It's just things that came in my head about a half hour before I went up there, and I said, "What do I need to do for shock value?" So, I remember one time I was trying to sell cars, Billy, of all things, in between wrestling, and I said, I'm getting out of the wrestling business. And I remember one day one guy came in, and he's the sales manager. He said, you got to do something to get these people's attention. And he started throwing papers up in the air, and I thought, gosh, I'll take all these cards that I have in my pocket, and I'll throw them up in the air for the fans at Cauliflower Alley, and it was like a shock value.
Well, you didn't sell any cars, but you won a lot.
No,
of cars.
I didn't sell any cars at all. In fact, after about 2 days, I packed my stuff up and just went on my merry way.
So you tried to sell. You went in the car selling business after you got out of the wrestling business for a time.
Yeah, in between when I left the old WCW, I left them. I was there for only a short period of time. In fact, people asked me, what was that song you had for in WCW? I said, well, I wasn't there long enough to learn the words. But I had a bad taste about the business, and I decided, heck, I moved to Arizona, and I saw this ad in the paper for car sales. I think I can do that, but I couldn't do it. That's not my cup of tea, Billy.
No, you're born to be in that squared circle, sir.
I have to. I mean, if I'm sitting home on a Friday or a Saturday night, I'm like a caged animal. I have to be. I have to smell the popcorn, and I have to be out there in dirty, dingy locker rooms. And you've been all over the world, and you can tell the fans that sometimes these locker rooms, and especially, and I'm not going to say anything bad about the United Kingdom at all, because my webmaster here, Steve, he's in London right now. But some of those places, and you know this, to think that the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and